Flat pitches, short boundaries, and fast outfields. We all know that. But what makes Bengaluru truly special is the geography. The dynamics of the ball in the air is seriously affected by the density of air. Higher density means that the ball faces more resistance during its movement and therefore moves slower. There are three main factors which affects the density of air: humidity, temperature, and elevation. Higher humidity makes the air lighter, but as I have discussed in the previous video, even in 100% humidity, the percentage of water molecules in air is only about 1 to 2% and it is insufficient to have any real impact. I have also discussed the impact of temperature on why ball appears to swing more during cloudy weather. Although the decrease in temperature makes the air denser and aids swing bowling, most of the gain in swing bowling is probably due to steady winds. Now we come to the most interesting part which I wanted to discuss today, the elevation. As you go higher and higher from the sea level, the air density drops. The Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru is situated at a height of 925 meters or 3035 feet. This corresponds to roughly a 10% decrease in air density, which is equivalent to what a temperature change of around 25 degrees Celsius does. So that means the ball will face less resistance as it moves through the air. This makes it easier to hit sixes and it also makes it difficult to swing the ball. Add to that the tropical temperatures and humidity of Bengaluru and you get a dream natural setting for a batter. If we look at stats from IPL over the past 10 years, the batters have scored at a strike rate of 144 and 38% of all the boundaries that were hit were sixes. Now let's compare it with another ground famous for its flat pitches, short boundaries, dew and fast outfield, Wankhede. Here, the batters have scored at a strike rate of 138 and only 33% of all the boundaries were sixes. And if you look at this graph, you can see that the dimensions of Wankhede are almost identical to that of Bengaluru. But still, we have a significantly lesser amount of sixes scored at Wankhede. That is because Mumbai is a coastal city and the stadium is basically at sea level. So the denser air makes six hitting significantly less attractive. Dharamshala is the highest international stadium in India, located at an altitude of 1450 meters, and the players here have scored at a strike rate of 154 in the handful of games that were played over the last decade. But since there are too few games recently, we cannot use it for our analysis. Still, this thin air has facilitated in plenty of iconic sixes, especially considering how few games get played here. The Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Uppal is one other at a significant elevation at around 500 meters, right between Bengaluru and Wankhede. Even though the boundary dimensions are much bigger compared to the other two grounds, it still saw plenty of high scoring in the last couple of years. And just as I was making this video, this happened. The Wanderers in Johannesburg is situated at an altitude even higher than that of Dharamshala at 1635 feet or 5333 feet. And you saw the ease of six hitting, especially during the day. At night, as the temperature goes down, it becomes slightly more difficult and there might be some extra swing on offer. But the thin air is in general not good for swing bowling either. To see that, let's compare the bowling stats of arguably the greatest swing bowler, Jimmy Anderson, in some of the grounds in South Africa. Kingsmead Durban and Newlands Cape Town are two stadiums which lie almost at the sea level. And if you look at his performances in these grounds, it looks pretty good. He has an average of around 33 and 18 in the two grounds, which is brilliant, with a good strike rate and an economy rate. But if we go to the other two grounds, the Super Sport Park in Centurion and the Wanderers in Johannesburg, two stadiums at a much higher elevation, we can see that the figures change drastically. He is averaging 40 and 87, which is a huge difference. And as you can see, even some of the best bowlers in the world cannot get significant swing in these conditions. So that's it for this video. You can also check out my video on swing bowling here. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe. See you with more content like this.